Hi guys, hope you're all keeping safe and well, staying indoors and washing those hands whilst this coronavirus situation gets sadly worse and worse. The death toll today is up to 680 something today. It's getting very, very worrying. So right now we are on 3rd of April, around 4:30. I'm recording this. And yeah, that's quite sad. But amongst all of this, people are talking about a number of different things, including, for example, the possibility of a global recession. Certainly, the global economies have all come to a complete halt. That much is a given, and we know that, and we understand that, and that was inevitable. But the real question now in everybody's mind is like, just how much of an impact is this going to have when we come out the other end of this whole coronavirus situation? Now, ideally, the economies just hit the ground running, kickstart, and get back up again. But a lot of economists are expecting this to go into another recession, almost on the scale, if not worse, than we had, over a decade ago. One of the things that we saw vis-a-vis cars that happened with that last recession, obviously, that was a recession where the financial system itself was corrupt and a lot of people lost money on the stock market, and that caused a lot of investors and financiers to basically lose confidence in the stocks and shares market and pull their money out of it. That money we then saw going into several other areas. You can imagine property would be one of them. Art was interestingly one of them. Watches and stuff like that was one of them. And of course, most relevant and most pertinent to us, one of the key areas was, of course, cars, classic cars. And we saw classic cars value absolutely skyrocket after that. They boomed for a good while, literally until I would say a couple of years ago, when they started to plateau, and not only plateau but come back down again to normal levels. And recently, last year, in fact, I did a couple of features where we interviewed a bunch of people that are involved in the classic car industry, including auctioneers, marketeers, and classic car specialists. And they confirmed that the market had shifted from being an investor market, a speculator's market, into an enthusiast market, where people that were actually genuinely interested in the cars could get back into it to start buying the cars that they wanted and loved and using them because the prices weren't prohibitively expensive. Unfortunately, we might be heading that way again, but right now, if you are fortunate and lucky enough to be sitting on a little bit of a nest egg, and I know that a lot of people right now are quite concerned about the future and maybe not in the spending mood, but of course, this follows on, this actually results in what I'm going to talk about. And by the way, before I talk about that, make sure you're subscribing. I should have said that at the beginning, right? Down here, there's a logo. Make sure you hover over that. If you're watching this on desktop, hit subscribe, or scroll up on your phone, hit subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon for notifications. And of course, follow me on #BrownCarGuy on all of my social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, browncarguy.com. So back to the subject at hand. So we are going to see a kind of repeat. I think for sure, there's been a bit of discussion about what's going to happen with classic cars, and I think we are definitely going to see that, and I've been thinking about that for a while, and then I got an email today from West Coast Shipping, which sent out a bit of, I guess as an email, as a press release sort of thing, and they basically confirmed what I was already thinking was going to happen. Classic car values beginning to fall, and they were talking about the fact that, of course, this happened before in the late 2000s, and the car prices tanked, the US dollar was cheap, and it set off a buying frenzy around the world, and they basically think this is about to happen again. So they are actually staying open and trading. A lot of online auctioneers and market, of course, real auctions, physical auctions have all stopped, but the marketplace here in the UK, and these guys, West Coast Shipping, are selling cars online, and other people are selling cars online, and of course they're going through the whole process of cleaning and delivering the car and trying to do a contactless handover. But cars are still being bought and sold. And what these people were saying is that we're already seeing a 20% drop in price for classic and collectible cars. That's quite major, and that's already happened now. So I think in the few weeks to come, we may see that drop a little bit further. Depends on if the demand picks up right now, or if people are going to hold back a little bit further and just wait and see what's going to happen. But if people have money and they can invest, and they've pulled money out of the stock market, which of course has happened because we've seen stock market crash, which means people have pulled their money out, they may well be doing this. So as enthusiasts, I implore you that if you're sitting on a nest egg, you might want to get in now. Unfortunately, I would too if I was in the position to do do so, but unfortunately I'm not. But for example, they gave a couple of examples in this email as well. So a low mileage 911 turbo Porsche, of course, Carrera 4S on Bring a Trailer. BringATrailer.com is a good one to check out. A lot of classics on there and a lot of online trading going on there, so check that out. Last week this was sold at what was it sold for? $40,000, which is $20,000 under what it would be expected to get. That's significant. If you think that's good, a 1984 Mercedes-Benz 380 SL sold for less than $8,000. That is an absolute steal at that money. That's the R107 model. So I don't know if you can see that. That's that one there. And then the Porsche was that one there. And so that was a significant saving on what you would expect to pay for that car. And the third example they gave, which is that one, which is a 1955 Austin Healey 100 BN1 Roadster, sold for $48,000. And again, that would have sold, they reckon that would have sold for $13,000 more. So let's say about $60,000 worth of car went for less than $50,000. And I think that is indicative of a trend that we're now going to see in the classic car market, certainly at least for the short term. So top tip right now, if you've got a bit of money and you want to get your favorite car, the one that you wanted to buy, now is the time to look online. You don't even have to get out there. You can do most of this online, but make sure you try from trusted and reputed sources, because of course there are a lot of dangers when buying classic cars, a lot of information about that sort of thing out there, and I've written some articles as well. You can DM me if you want some more advice or guidance on that. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribing, and like I said, hit that notification. Tell all your friends to share and subscribe too, and make sure you follow me, #BrownCarGuy, on all of the social media channels, and of course subscribe to browncarguy.com, and I will see you again very, very soon. Oh, by the way, I'm doing a live quiz on Instagram Live, my personal Instagram, so it's instagram.com/Shazad Sheikh. I'll put the links below if you're watching this on YouTube. So join me 3 p.m. tomorrow, that's Saturday, 4th of April, 3 p.m. UK time. Hope to see you there. Should be a lot of fun. Take care, see you then.